right? It's my man's favorite record right here. Yes, sir. Beating shit.
Good evening, guys. It's Marcus, aka your boy Polo. What I've got is a video review of the mxIII device. I just got this in, order from Amazon. Ordered roughly, I'd say about three and a half weeks ago. It was originally supposed to ship from the United States. Contacted the seller because it was taking a little bit longer, or expected shipping was sometime late this year or early 2015. Contacted the seller, let me know that he was going to actually get it shipped out from a location overseas. So took a little bit of time getting here, but roughly 3 weeks or so, and I've got my package, got it today. So I'm actually going to start with an unboxing of the mxIII. So got my package here. They actually did leave this at the house, no signature required. Fit it inside the mailbox, so let you get a kind of close-up view of the box here. I apologize if the light's a little bit dim, but you should be able to see that. So, just taking a quick look. Specs right here on the side of the box. We've got 2 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of read-only memory. So that's essentially what you're gonna store things to. So Wi-Fi as well, 802.11 ABGN Wi-Fi. We've got Bluetooth 4.0. Input is DC 5 volts, 2000 milliamps. And what it's running is Android 4.4.2. So that is KitKat for you Android guys. I'm recently kind of seen the light and converted to Android, so I thought I'd give the Android TV box a shot. Also running a quad-core processor. You see it does mention that it's running KitKat as well. Mentions that it is an internet TV multimedia gateway as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and unbox this thing and see what it's about. Okay, so I've actually got the box open here. Got the list of accessories. Mentions a power adapter, HD cable, AV cable, OTG or on-the-go cable, an IR remote controller, and a user manual. Actually looks like pretty decent quality if you're into quality craftsmanship. It does look pretty good, to be honest with you. You also see the logo here that mentions 4K, so should work with 4K compliant TVs as well. And I will be testing that here in just a little bit. I have a Vizio. I've got the 50-inch version, the P-Series Vizio. I'm going to give that a go, see how it works out. So again, mxIII looks like it should be capable of 4K resolution. So taking a look, looking at some of your connectivity, looks like you've got a micro SD card slot. You've got the OTG cable that you can plug in. Typically, that OTG cable will allow you to plug in storage devices. I know a lot of times router devices, you can use an OTG cable where you can, plug in a external storage drive, and that'll give you access to that through that OTG, as well as some game controllers and different things like that as well. So you've got access to that. But in terms of, external storage, you do have USB slots right here. You've got 2 USB slots that you can use as well. So just to kind of flip this thing around, looks like you've got, it says AV. I'm guessing that may be, I don't know, that may be for your IR blasters as well. I'm not 100% sure on that just yet. Might help if I read the book. So again, here's your power plug-in, HD. So obviously your HDMI in, and then you've got an SPD IF or your optical input for digital audio as well. So again, on top right here, got a power button. So power that thing on that way. Got a fantastic serial number. Some writing on the bottom that kind of tells you about, hey, this device can cause harmful interference, etc., etc. So again, just kind of looking at the boxing here, what we've got. So actually that's pretty nice. They did include a USB cable, so looks like it's probably about a 4 to 6 foot cable. I'm thinking maybe a 6 foot cable, possibly somewhere around that range, but I'll have to unwind this thing and take a look. But USB cable is included, so that's nice. Got your remote here. Actually looks like it's fairly decent quality. It's not any better or worse, I would say, than some of the TVs that you get nowadays. So it's got a media button, music button, web, and you've got your apps here. Looks like you got a volume control, got a home button, also kind of a D-pad, got an OK button in the middle, as well as your numbers here, so that you can kind of choose channels or whatever you may need to input in terms of something that's numeric. So again, here is the remote as well. So, and right here we've got power, pretty standard power supply. Input is rated 100 to 240, so I believe that you should be good overseas. Spent a little bit of time in the UK. I did pretty good until the last week of my stay, and I think I blew up a couple of things, so plugged in a few things that shouldn't be plugged in. But don't quote me, but I believe this should be good overseas. So, and you've got a cable, got your mail in here, mail kind of stereo in. I guess it's you know, if you want to do some kind of audio video from the analog perspective, they've got you covered here. So again, that's this. And here is the OTG cable that I mentioned as well. So they've got you covered on a lot of different pieces of connectivity for the most part. So here you go, right here, OTG cable, mxIII. And of course, I know all the guys want the Android user manual. So they've got a user manual here for you. So in case you want to actually learn about what you're going to use, you can use this, or you can just jump right into it. Most guys were probably just going to jump right into it and kind of run with it. So again, the unboxing, mxIII. Give me just a little bit. I'm going to get set up, and then what we're going to do is demo this on a P-Series Vizio, see what the 4K does, see what kind of content as well. There is a seller that what I can do is maybe link in the description below. This seller actually does some extra customizations to this box. That's another reason why I elected to have it shipped from China as opposed to the other sellers that were selling on Amazon. They didn't necessarily take the time to customize the box in terms of adding some additional content to it. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so I'm back. I did a little bit of pre-work that I didn't really bore you guys with. One thing that I had to do is get this thing connected to my network, so I've done that. Had a little bit of trouble getting connected to my 5 gigahertz network, so I went ahead and connected to the 2.4. Not to say you can't connect to a 5 gigahertz, maybe something I'll tackle later. Another thing, I needed to set the date and time because I wanted to first start off with the online video portion. As you can see, the screen actually looks pretty crisp. It's running in 1080p resolution. As soon as I plug this thing in, it displayed at 1080p. So what we're going to do is just start off with the first thing in the top left hand corner. What we've got is the online video section, so I'll jump right into that. Looks like you've got Netflix, YouTube, you've got access to XBMC, also known as Xbox Media Center. They've recently, I think, changed the name. I want to say it's called Kodi now, if I'm thinking right. So I'm guessing you can probably add Kodi as well, but right now it ships with XBMC on it. And then you've got the ability, if you see in the top right hand corner, to add additional pieces of online video, whatever applications you kind of see fit. So let's actually take a quick look at YouTube, see if we can take a look at anything. So let's jump into it. So it looks like YouTube did load up. Initially, when I first tried to get into this, it wanted me to set that date and time, which I didn't have set. So once that gets set, looks like it's fine. So Looks like it's also got an icon to cast to a Chromecast, but I don't think that you necessarily need that at this point. Just the fact that we are running the the Android box. So what we can see when we look at YouTube, it does for the most part mimic the Android version of YouTube. So it looks like if you were to bring your Google account, you're going to have access to essentially what you'd have access to anywhere else. Don't know if this does 4K content. This might be something that I want to dig into a little bit further, but you've got access to YouTube. Let's take a quick look at XBMC. As that loads, you can see that it's saying it's loading for the first time. And this is running version 13.2 Gotham. So let's actually jump into the add-ons portion of XBMC, see what we're looking at. Okay, so it looks like you can hit get more. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed because I expected the content to have already been loaded based on the description of the seller. So I am familiar with XBMC, so I don't think that it's going to be terribly difficult to get the content that I want to install. So if we look here, when I go to get more, it looks like they have already set it up for the most part to have a lot of different sources in terms of adding video add-ons, that sort of thing. So you see G4 TV, Game Kings. Let's see if they've got a really popular one. Yeah, what I'm looking for is Ice Films. It doesn't look like they've added that particular source. That is something that you'd probably want to add. Ice Films is very popular. NaviX as well. Anybody that's familiar with XBMC knows that. So, and I'm actually going to go ahead and jump back to home. So we've got this folder that says My Recommended. Looks like it's got a Miracast option. Also got Skype as well. With this being an Android box, I imagine you can likely hook up a webcam as well to use the Skype portion of it. And the Miracast is something that I'll probably jump into a little bit later. I've got a Galaxy Note 4, AT&T. Probably see if I can actually Miracast to it without a problem, see how that works out for me. And we've got our settings here. We've got your display. We've got some network options as well to the left of the display. You've got your advanced, which kind of deals with Miracast, remote control, different application requests to change orientation, which is pretty cool because I know a lot of times there are some applications where you'd prefer to flip maybe landscape as opposed to portrait and vice versa. So looks like you've got those options. And then you've got some system build number, that sort of thing. So got a system update option. I don't think that I'm going to jump into that by any means. Not as soon as I fire this thing up. We don't want to go that route. Going back to home, let's see what's under My Apps. So we've got several different things. Looks like the app installer. You've got a browser, calculator, calendar, clock. Looks like maybe a place for your downloads to go as well. Bottom corner down here, we've got the 4K movie player. Google Maps. Got your Play Store. So we've got quite a few apps. I'd imagine with the Play Store being available, you're going to have access to whatever it is you need from an Android perspective. Something that I am curious to get into is this 4K movie player. So what I'm going to do is actually plug in a USB drive to this 4K movie player, and then we're going to see what happens when we try and play 4K content, which is something that, with the deficit in 4K content, I've been looking forward to. So let's see how this works out for us. Now, looking at this 4K content, I tried to play this on the native USB plug-in on this P-Series Vizio. I had no luck on several. Some worked. The ones that you see in the folders, Cityscape, Iceland, and Landscape, those actually played on the Vizio, and that's probably something you may see on a demo somewhere. And let's see if we can play something that we know has worked before. So just taking a look at this is some 4K content that I was able to play directly on this particular unit, the P-Series Vizio. Looks, from what I can see, to be handling the 4K as well as the native USB. No less by any means, so content definitely looks crisp. Again, this is another demo, which I was able to run this demo previously on the native USB portion of this TV, P-Series Vizio. Looks like this box is handling it, you know, with no problem at all. So this is another piece of 4K content that clearly it looks like it's handling as well.